Let's focus on the environment now. And wetlands play an important role in ensuring a clean supply of water for the country. So it's critical these areas are protected. The Department of Environment, Forestry and Fisheries has invested over 83 million rand to maintain 75 of the country's wetlands this financial year alone. And the 2nd of February marks World Wetland Day. To discuss this, I'm joined by the Environment, Forestry and Fisheries Minister, Barbara Creasy. Good evening, Minister. So our wetlands are the most threatened of all South Africa's ecosystems, according to the 2018 National Biodiversity Assessment. Why are our wetlands so threatened?
Well, I think that the first reason is obviously that we have a country with a significant population, and all of us would be relying on our natural water resources for domestic use, for agricultural purposes, mining and industry and so on. And I think that what we know has happened in recent times is that there has been release of effluent, particularly sanitation, into our water systems. We also find that on occasion we have situations where industry or mining are releasing effluents that they're not supposed to release into the water system. And obviously all of this does damage. But we also know that we are now facing this phenomena called climate change. And although this evening with Cyclone Eloise and all the rain that we're having, it doesn't feel this way. But South Africa is amongst the 30 driest countries in the world. And under normal circumstances, we are a water-scarce country. So it's obviously increasingly important that we look after our river systems in general, but our wetlands in particular, because wetlands play a very valuable role in what we call ecosystem services. So when there is plentiful water, like at the moment, wetlands absorb flooding. They prevent rapid movement of water, but they also store this water for situations where there is drought, and then gradually release the water into our river systems. Of course, also wetlands act as filtration systems, and they clean out toxins so that water that is released is purified naturally.
It strikes me as the sort of thing that we don't think as ordinary South Africans too much about until there's an absolute crisis. And we've seen the crisis around climate growing. We've seen water shortages. And suddenly South Africans have to go, I need to think about this. So why, if we have been working on our wetlands since 2004, the Working for Wetlands program, and they've done a lot of good work to rehabilitate wetlands, why are 79% of our wetlands still threatened?
Well, that figure really relates to river systems as a whole. So it's actually more serious than just the wetlands. It's the river systems as a whole. And as I say, it's because of alien vegetation, it's because of release of substances into our river systems that should not be released into them. It is a situation of climate change, and all of this is putting stress on our water sources. And I think it's for this reason that as a department, we're not only looking at cleaning up our river systems. You would know that one of the things I'm very concerned about is plastic pollution. Because when you have plastic bags and nappies on top of wetlands, it obviously inhibits the natural ability of these systems to absorb water and also to release water in times of drought. So I think that it's very important that we start to protect our river systems as a whole. And this is an issue that we are discussing with our sister Department of Water and Sanitation.
And I would imagine that in terms of what we as individuals can do, the issues around pollution and waste, plastic waste, those are the sorts of things we need to be ever cognizant of to make sure our wetlands can fulfill their role of not only cleaning our water, but as you say, protecting us from cyclones, absorbing the water when we have those events.
Absolutely, and I think that this is one of the reasons why we are trying to do a lot of public education around illegal disposal of rubbish, particularly plastic rubbish. We also have significant members of the community who voluntarily clean up our river systems and our wetland systems, and all of these processes are very important in terms of helping these important systems to maintain their natural functioning.
Well, thank you so much for chatting to us about a really important subject that we might not focus on that often, but we need to start thinking about more and more. That was Environment, Forestry and Fisheries Minister Barbara Creecy.